Hey guys, it's Omer from MMOs.com. Another quick weekly news recap of all major MMO news and announcements at the week ending May 20th, 2019. This is episode number 200 of the recap, big 200, and the first bit of news this week is a big one, and it comes from Blizzard regarding World of Warcraft Classic. We finally have a launch date, and it's on August 27th, which is about 3 months away. Despite WoW originally launching back in 2004, I think there's a tremendous amount of demand for Classic servers, and they're going to surprise everybody with just how many people are playing on Classic WoW, but that's just my guess. Time will tell if it can remain popular though, but I'll be resubbing to play myself. When Asmongold streamed the beta running Dead Mines, over 100,000 people tuned in to watch live on Twitch, which shows some of the hype out there behind Classic WoW. And despite being over 15 years old now, I think WoW Classic will be the biggest MMORPG launch of 2019 by far. I wonder what they're going to do when they run out of content though, for at least Classic content. They can move towards newer expansions or develop all new content. I think if the numbers are stupid strong, they will actually end up making new content to fit their playstyle of Classic. But who knows, maybe they can go with the old school RuneScape model where they open up big decisions to player voting. I think that'd be probably the best way to do it, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we have an update for arguably the only real MMO shooter out there, Planetside 2. The game launched update this last week that comes with a full DirectX 11 integration, which will help alleviate some performance issues, especially with hundreds of players on the same battlefield at once. A bigger part of the update, though, is the introduction of a fourth playable faction, the Nanonite Systems Operatives, which are unfortunately only available to all access members. With the new faction will come new weapons and tons of other goodies, which is nice, but being locked behind a paywall is always meh. This is the first new faction in the game since launch, though, so it's definitely a big deal. Up next, the 2D isometric indie MMORPG Mad World starts its second alpha test on Wednesday, which is on May 22nd. I think it's been nearly a year or longer since it was first revealed, but it looks like they're finally making progress with this second alpha test. All the core gameplay elements seem to be available during this alpha test, so I suspect that open beta shouldn't be too far away, probably sometime later this summer. And besides unique art style, Mad World's spiel is that it'll be a cross-platform, every platform, so PC, Mac, Linux, iOS, Android, and consoles will all be playing on the same servers, which I think are pretty cool. Now, ideally, every MMO should be cross-platform in the same manner, but few seem to be developing games with that level of cross-platform play in mind. I do like the idea a lot, though. And speaking of isometric MMORPGs, Trio of Savior just received a big update this last week, and you know it's a big update because they increased the game's level cap all the way up to 420. Yes, 420 blaze it, and I had to say it. Also included with the update are 4 new classes to the game, which are job branches for archers and scouts. So you have 2 new classes for archers and 2 new classes for scouts. And as with any level cap increase, expect new enemies, new zones, new loot, more challenges, and all that good stuff. And every weekend between now and June 16th, we'll also have a double XP, so now's the time to start grinding in Tree of Savior. Next up, we have a new free-to-play shooter titled Rocket Arena, published by Nexon and developed by US-based Final Strike Games. It's a 3v3 shooter that began closed beta testing on May 15th and will be running until May 22nd. It'll be available through Steam as well as the Nexon launcher, as well as PS4 and Xbox One. It's a first-person 3v3 shooter with an emphasis on quick matches, with each match taking only 5 minutes. Rocket Arena is launching with 6 maps, 4 game modes, and 6 characters in closed beta, but I'm sure they'll add more later. I do think the quick matches, the 5-minute match, will help differentiate Rocket Arena from other free-to-play shooters. I mean, there are so many free-to-play shooters out there, so I guess the emphasis on quicker matches should hopefully differentiate this one. And it'll be free-to-play, and closed beta is going on right now. Up next, the previously delayed Dungeons & Dragons Mastermind Sharn expansion launched this last week, which introduces the new Tiefling race, new minor artifacts, new dungeons, the Inquisitive Enhancement Tree, and much, much more. It is a big expansion for the game, and as with previous DDO expansions, it does cost money, with the standard edition running $40, with the most expensive Ultimate Fan Bundle going for $130. DDO was one of the first subscription-based Western-developed games to embrace the free-to-play model many years ago, though it's a bit more like Guild Wars now than anything else, because expansions do cost money. Next up, the anime-themed MMORPG Caravan Stories is finally coming to the West on the PS4 sometime in July. This is a bit of an odd one because it originally released on mobile in Japan first and later on consoles, but here in the West we're getting the PS4 release first before even hearing about a mobile release. The game will be free to play, and open beta is set to begin on July 16th, with official launch happening on July 23rd. This is one of the few Japanese-developed MMOs out there, and the music is really good, so I'm looking forward to giving this one a try. Hopefully there's something here. Up next, Ubisoft's pirate-themed MMO Skull and Bones pushes back its release date to 2020 and won't be showing off anything at E3 2019. This was first revealed back at E3 2017, but we haven't really heard anything since then. From the looks of it back then, it's an ambitious title as it'll be open world, so I'm glad they're taking their time with this one. This is the second time it was delayed, but again, given the scope of the game, I think it's better to wait than get a meh title. I think an open world pirate MMO could be amazing, and it's still a largely untapped genre. I wasn't a big fan of Pirates of the Burning Seas, and besides that, the only other real pirate MMO was Pirates of the Burning Sea, which was an early stab at the genre, but it's surprisingly still running. And speaking of new games, Darewise Entertainment revealed a brand new persistent open world MMO titled Project C, and alpha signups are already open. Keep in mind that the playtest will apparently not be a run-of-the-mill playtest. In order to get in, you need to do a live interview with one of the developers for an onboarding process, so it's really only for people that really want to check this game out. There's not too much known about this one just yet, which is why you're just seeing the official website in the background. It looks like it might be an open world, open-ended survival game rather than a traditional theme park MMO. It looks cool, but it looks like we're super early in development with this one, and it likely won't be out for release in a couple of years. But they do say they want to reinvent the idea of this open world MMO, so I guess they're trying something very ambitious. Next up, the previously announced Guild Wars Living World Season 4 final episode of War Eternal is now officially live. We talked about this one in the past, but you can expect obviously new storylines, a new map, upgradable mist armor, shard armor sets, a new weapon, a new mount, and more. Given this is the final episode of the season, the next episode should be an even bigger update. Up next, the latest update for Blade & Soul titled Scarlet Tears is now live, along with the new 12-person raid Scarlet Conservatory, which is aimed at level 60+ players with honeymoon level 21 or higher. Also included are new achievements, bug fixes, balance changes, achievements, and more. The full patch notes are of course available on the official website, and there's a ton more than I mentioned. I haven't played Blade & Soul in some time now. In fact, I only really played when it first came out, so it's been a while. And I do plan on giving it another try soon. And along with Terra and Black Desert Online, Blade & Soul is the only other real action MMORPG with a persistent world. Next and last bit of news this week comes from Nexon regarding their mobile prehistoric survival game Durango Wildlands, which officially launched worldwide this last week. It's a sandbox survival game with a massive open world environments. This one has been on the coming soon list for quite a while now, but it's finally here. I enjoyed playing games like Rust and Conan Exiles, and I think a good mobile survival game could work, so I'll likely give this one at least a try. Despite just launching, it has over 1 million downloads on Android already, so it's off to a pretty decent start. But given that it's mobile, I do expect some autoplay and pay-to-win elements though, but still, I want to give it a try. I'm curious about Durango. Anyway, guys, that's it for MMO News this week. I'll be back in the US next week, so hopefully I'll be back on normal schedule with podcasts. We may do one tomorrow, not quite sure just yet. But anyway, take care, guys.